What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Big Love, and this is Big Love's Breakdown. So tonight we have a Raw recap, my thoughts and what happened on Raw. So tonight Raw was from the LA Staples Center. This is a very underwhelming episode of Raw. Let's go ahead and get into it. It starts out with Kevin Owens in the ring with a spotlight on him while he's sitting in a chair. He talks for about 10 to 15 minutes about Goldberg and how he's basically going to beat Goldberg at Fastlane despite everybody saying he won't. Right after he's done running down Goldberg, he mentions Chris Jericho, but before he actually says anything, he just drops the mic and leaves. This was a pretty good promo in my opinion. My guess is that Triple H, Samoa Joe, and Kevin Owens are going to start a heel faction here soon. I'm pretty excited about this. I think it's going to be highly interesting. All of them wearing suits. That was one thing to note here. Kevin Owens was wearing a suit in the ring. Samoa Joe's been wearing suits the last few weeks, so we'll see what happens with all this. So for the number one contendership for the Raw Tag Team Championships, it's Enzo and Cass versus Sheamus and Cesaro. This was a hell of a good match, guys. A lot of cool uppercut spots here with Cesaro. Including him running from the front of the ring all the way to the back side of the ring for an uppercut on the barricade. Cesaro's uppercuts, whether they're springboards or just popping somebody up and catching them, are amazing. My favorite part of this match was Enzo's going to get the hot tag and he leaps forward to try to tag Big Cass. Cesaro comes out of nowhere as he's leaping for the uppercut. Amazing spot in the match. Eventually Cass does get the tag and he pretty much clears house for the most part. Him and Cesaro go back and forth for a second before Enzo actually distracts Cesaro, and when he turns around he gets the East River Crossing from Big Cass. 1, 2, 3, your new number one contenders are Enzo Amore and Big Cass. After the match, Enzo does what he does best as of late, run his mouth, and he gets a brogue kick for his troubles. I wouldn't be surprised if they did an angle where Enzo couldn't actually compete in the match at Fastlane for the tag titles, so they have to insert Sheamus and Cesaro again. Keynote in this match, it was pretty funny. I think Corey Graves accidentally called Cesaro by his real name, Claudio. Corey Graves actually was quiet for a couple minutes after that. I guess he was probably getting yelled at in his ear by Vince or whomever, so. Kevin Owens looks like he's leaving the arena, and Foley says, "Hey, where are you going, Kev? You have a match tonight." So tonight it's announced that Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens again. I like these matches, but you know a random, non-advertised Kevin Owens Sami Zayn match isn't going to be anything special. So next up we have Brian Kendrick coming to the ring, and he looks pissed. They show a clip from last week when Akira Tozawa turns down his mentorship. I don't know why you're still mad like 6 days later, but he looked like it just happened 5 minutes ago. So it's Akira Tozawa versus Brian Kendrick. Now in the cruiserweight matches, normally there's a traditional handshake before the match starts. Akira Tozawa pretty much outright refuses. Brian Kendrick beats him up before the match starts. So the match is thrown out. Brian Kendrick goes in the back, cuts a promo about how Akira Tozawa was going to respect him, and this was just the first stage of him learning respect. So then we get the Club versus Roman Reigns in the handicap match. This is essentially the same match as last week. I think it's a little shorter. The Club ends up getting a chair and bringing it into the ring. They don't get to use the chair. Roman Reigns uses the chair as if he needs anything else to bury people with. So the whole time he's using the chair, and I just see a shovel in my mind. The tag team division is being buried by Roman at this point, especially if your champions look so weak to one man in a handicap match. And the commentators are saying he's sending a message to Braun Strowman. How strong does this guy have to look? Like, it's not going to hurt Roman Reigns to be beaten up by two guys who are the tag champs, by the way. So the New Day versus Jinder Mahal and Rusev. I wasn't excited about this match because I feel like Rusev and the New Day are being underutilized at this point. They're such great talents, but they're being given throwaway matches that are very insignificant in their importance to the landscape of the WWE Universe. They announced before the match that the New Day will be hosting WrestleMania this year. Now, I'm not saying that this won't be entertaining, but how do you reward a tag team that broke the record for longest tag team championship title reign? You give them a bunch of throwaway matches with Titus O'Neil, the Shining Stars, Bo Dallas, and Rusev for no reason, and then you have them hosting the granddaddy of them all, WrestleMania, instead of giving them a match. Even if it's a low caliber match, at least last year they were wrestling the League of Nations. But then they talk more about the New Day ice cream plans. I'm really hoping we get this ice cream they're talking about. Ooh, this is going to be good. Don't let me down, WWE. So now they said that they've gone digital and they're holding up a tablet with the ingredients of the New Day ice cream. But Lana has a tablet as well and says, hey, I have the ingredients as well. And she starts reading them off. The New Day plays this off very well, that she's actually reading off correct ingredients. It's like booty juice, unicorn fur, like owl feathers. It's hilarious. Xavier Woods makes the comment about how did she get the blueprints, and Big E says, she is Russian. Whoever wrote that is a genius. That was great. So this match is entertaining for what it's worth, honestly. The whole match is pretty much predicated on the fact that they need to somehow get Lana's tablet away from her so she doesn't have the ice cream blueprints. The end of the match is Big E goes for the big ending on Jinder Mahal before he gets thrust kicked by Rusev. Rusev then shimmies Kofi Kingston away. He doesn't actually get him out of the ring like he thought. Kofi Kingston lowers the rope. Rusev goes over the top rope. Kofi Kingston, a dive flip over the top rope. It looked like he actually hit the back of his head on the barricade. It looked pretty bad. I guess he's okay, though. Then Xavier Woods comes up behind Lana and blows Francesca, too. Lana throws the tablet in the air. Xavier Woods catches it, goes to the other side of the ring, smashes it on the ring steps, then tears it apart. Lana's furious. Jinder Mahal back in the ring, gets up, gets hit with the Midnight Hour by Kofi Kingston and Big E. The New Day wins the match, and Xavier Woods throws what's left of Lana's tablet outside the ring near her feet. This match was entertaining in a vacuum, but in the landscape of things, this was a pointless match. I feel bad for Rusev personally because he's such a great talent. He's such an amazing character. They should utilize him better. After this, we have the Cruiserweight contract signing between Neville and Jack Gallagher for the Cruiserweight Championship at Fastlane. Neville makes a funny remark about how Jack Gallagher is the typical British character. Oh, chip, chip, cheerio, tea and crumpets. And he actually does that voice. It's hilarious. Jack Gallagher double leg takedowns Neville, punches him in the face, headbutts. Neville rolls outside the ring. He tries to come back in the ring before getting an umbrella, William III, to his neck before he finally retreats. I'm not sure why, but Nia Jax in another squash match against a local jobber, Sarah Pierce. This match wasn't long. After the match, she just makes the comment that Bayley and Sasha wouldn't have got away with their antics last week against Charlotte on her. Then she leaves. Bayley then comes out and celebrates with the crowd. You deserve it. To celebrate her Raw Women's Championship win from last week. And it's not her hometown, but her home state. They're in California. Then Stephanie comes out and basically degrades her title win, says she cheated basically, something to that effect, and that she wants her to relinquish the title. Sasha Banks comes out and basically plays the other side of the devil and the angel on your shoulder type of deal and says, hey, you earned this, Bayley. You deserve this title. You worked hard for this. Eventually, Bayley just stops them both from talking and says, Stephanie's right. I have to do what's right for the title. The title's bigger than me. The title's bigger than you. The title's bigger than Charlotte. For one moment there, I thought she was going to give the title up in some type of a storyline twist. But eventually, Bayley goes, am I going to give up the title? Hell no. Stephanie looks mortified at this point. Charlotte eventually comes out and says she knew that Bayley wasn't going to relinquish the title and that she will invoke her rematch clause for Fastlane because she's the queen of pay-per-views. But then we get Sasha Banks versus Charlotte out of this. This was a decent match. These two had such a long feud and it was great. Don't get me wrong, but I could stand without seeing Sasha Banks versus Charlotte for another 6 to 8 months before it could be fresh and new again for me. This was a decent match. They always pull off great matches. Bayley was on commentary and Dana Brooke comes down at the end of the match. Before she gets to ringside, Bayley hits her from behind, distracting Charlotte as Charlotte's getting back in the ring. Sasha Banks picks up the victory here. Her and Bayley celebrate in the middle of the ring. The match is next between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens comes out to the ring. Sami comes out second. Samoa Joe attacks him from behind, leaves him laid out at ringside. Sami Zayn crawls into the ring before the match has started. He's pretty much beaten at this point. Kevin Owens, a couple clotheslines in the corner, a cannonball, pop-up powerbomb, 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens wins this match pretty easily. I figured this wasn't going to be a classic. This is just furthering the feud between Joe and Sami Zayn at this point. We then have a Brock Lesnar interview with Michael Cole. I don't know why this is starting to be the norm where Michael Cole randomly leaves the announce set and goes and interviews somebody in the back. Basically what I got from this was Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman think Kevin Owens is going to lose the title to Goldberg at Fastlane, and that all of us that think that it's possible that Kevin Owens retains, Brock Lesnar disagrees. This just kind of confirms for me that Goldberg's going to win the title at Fastlane, and it's going to be Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania. So the main event, Big Show versus Braun Strowman. This was a pretty good match. Braun Strowman shows that he's way more athletic than even I thought he was. At one point, he gets an arm wringer thrown to the mat and kips up. I've never seen somebody his size kip up that easily and effortlessly before. These two go back and forth. Stiff match. A bunch of clothesline, body shots, punches. It's stiff. Big Show actually choke slams and KO punches Braun Strowman. He kicks out of both. To my knowledge, I believe Sheamus is the only one that's kicked out of the KO punch. I know that list is very short of people that have kicked out of that punch before. Braun Strowman did it tonight, and it takes 2 power slams to beat the Big Show, but he does. And after a pretty good main event, here comes Roman Reigns again. Roman Reigns comes out there, attacks Braun Strowman before getting power slammed himself, being laid out in the middle of the ring. Braun Strowman stands over him and looks dominant. So that's how we end Raw, with once again Roman Reigns coming out there to attack Braun Strowman and getting laid out once again. WWE logic tells me that this means at Fastlane Roman Reigns is probably going to win. So tell me what you thought of Raw. I didn't think it was all that great tonight, guys. There was a couple moments that were entertaining or good, but overall, bad episode of Raw in my opinion. Nothing special happened here. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, share this with your friends and on all of social media. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. If you want to follow along with me live during Raw, SmackDown, WWE pay-per-views, or the NXT specials, you can. I live tweet during any of those. The links will be in the description below. Until next time, this is Big Love's Breakdown. I got 2 words for you. Stay tuned.